just jump real quick. We'll come back to it.
Okay. Excuse me. I need him to like direct me. You don't. Sometimes. You don't.
What happens on Saturday?
I think from the first round, I think you're going to regret your life choices.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I don't think so, but that's great. But that's great that that's a
What do
mentality.
you mean by that, Jade?
Just obviously, you know, when you're in sport, there's nowhere to hide, and it is tough. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, and you don't know that until you get in there. So, like I said, obviously we're going to see what you're about, but it's a different.
The internet never sleeps, and when a celebrity fight ends in a shocking knockout, you can bet the reactions come flying in fast. But this time, it wasn't just fans talking. One of hip-hop's most notorious commentators, 50 Cent, jumped straight into the conversation after a viral moment involving Egypt. Chris sent social media into a frenzy. Egypt, the daughter of hip-hop legends Treach and Sandra Pepa Denton, stepped into the boxing ring for her debut match, hoping to prove she had the heart of a fighter. Fans were curious, critics were watching, and the pressure was already sky-high. But what happened next left the crowd stunned in a dramatic moment that quickly went viral. Egypt was knocked out in her very first fight, a moment that spread across the internet within minutes. Clips circulated everywhere. Debates exploded online, and people began asking the same question. Was she ready for the ring? And then came the reaction that really set the internet on fire. 50 Cent, known for never holding back when it comes to commenting on viral drama, saw the clip, and his response instantly grabbed everyone's attention. His reaction sparked laughter, controversy, and a flood of opinions across social media. Now, fans everywhere are debating the moment, the fight, and whether Egypt will bounce back from this unforgettable debut. And trust me, the story behind this knockout is even crazier than the clip itself. The moment the bell rang, all eyes were on Egypt, Chris, for weeks leading up to the fight. The buzz around her boxing debut had been building across social media. Fans of reality TV knew her from her appearances on shows about the children of hip-hop legends. But this was something completely different. This time there were no cameras capturing family drama, no scripted moments, and no second takes. This was the boxing ring, a place where confidence, preparation, and heart are tested in real time. And for Egypt, the pressure was enormous. Being the daughter of hip-hop icons like Treach and Sandra Pepa Denton meant she had grown up around fame her entire life. People already knew her name long before she stepped into the ring. But boxing isn't about family legacy or celebrity connections. Once those ropes close around you, the only thing that matters is what you can do inside the ring. Leading up to the fight, Egypt appeared confident. Videos from her training sessions circulated online, showing her hitting pads, working on footwork, and preparing for the moment she would finally prove herself as a fighter. Supporters flooded the comments cheering her on, while critics questioned whether she was truly ready for such a dangerous sport. Boxing fans know, stepping into the ring for the first time is one of the most intimidating experiences an athlete can face. The lights are bright, the crowd is loud, and suddenly everything you practiced in the gym has to come together in just a few minutes. When the fight finally began, there was excitement in the air. People watching the event, both in person and online, were curious to see how Egypt would perform. Some were rooting for her simply because of who her parents were. Others were skeptical but still intrigued at first. Things looked relatively controlled. Egypt tried to stay composed, moving cautiously and attempting to find her rhythm. But her opponent wasn't there to play games. From the start, it was clear the fight was going to be intense. Boxing can change in a single second. One punch, one opening, one mistake. And that's exactly what happened in a sudden moment that shocked everyone watching. Egypt was caught with a powerful shot that sent her down. The crowd gasped as the impact echoed through the arena. For a brief moment, everything seemed to freeze. The referee stepped in immediately, assessing the situation while the audience watched in stunned silence. Then the realization hit. Egypt had been knocked out in her debut fight. Within minutes, clips of the knockout began spreading across social media platforms. The internet moves fast when something dramatic happens. And this moment had all the ingredients of a viral story: a celebrity connection, a brutal knockout, and a first-time fighter learning the harsh reality of the sport. People online quickly split into two camps. Some viewers expressed sympathy, pointing out how incredibly difficult boxing is and praising Egypt simply for having the courage to step into the ring in the first place. They argued that many professional fighters have lost early in their careers and still gone on to become champions. Others were much less forgiving. Critics began questioning whether she had been properly prepared for such a dangerous challenge. Some suggested that fame may have pushed her into the spotlight before she was truly ready. Social media debates erupted, with thousands of comments pouring in from people arguing about the fight, the training, and the risks involved. But the situation didn't truly explode online until one particular celebrity saw the footage. That celebrity was none other than 50 Cent. Anyone who follows 50 Cent knows that he has built a reputation as one of the internet's most fearless commentators. Whether he's joking, trolling, or offering blunt opinions, his social media posts have a way of turning already viral moments into full-blown internet events. And when he came across the clip of Egypt's knockout, he didn't stay silent. Within moments, fans noticed that 50 Cent had reacted to the footage online. As usual, his response was blunt, direct, and impossible to ignore. Screenshots of his reaction began circulating almost instantly, with people sharing the post across Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about the fight anymore. It became about 50 Cent's reaction to it. Some fans found his response hilarious, saying his commentary perfectly captured the shock people felt watching the knockout. Others felt it was too harsh, arguing that a young fighter stepping into the ring deserves encouragement. Rather than public jokes, the debate only fueled the viral spread of the story. Meanwhile, fans of Egypt and her famous parents started defending her online. Many pointed out that stepping into a boxing ring takes incredible courage, far more than most people criticizing from their phones could ever understand. Even experienced fighters chimed in, reminding people that knockouts are part of the sport. Every boxer, no matter how talented, faces moments of defeat. But because this fight involved the daughter of two major hip-hop legends, the attention surrounding it was far bigger than a typical debut match. And the internet wasn't done talking about it yet. As more footage of the fight surfaced and reactions continued to pour in, people began asking bigger questions. Would Egypt continue boxing after such a brutal debut? How would her parents react to seeing the knockout clip? And would the criticism online affect her confidence moving forward? One thing was certain: the moment had turned into one of the most talked about viral stories of the week. And with 50 Cent now involved in the conversation, the drama was only getting started. The aftermath of Egypt's knockout wasn't just about one fight. It quickly became a full-blown social media storm. Everyone had an opinion, from casual fans to hardcore boxing enthusiasts, from reality TV followers to hip-hop heads. The conversation about her debut match dominated feeds everywhere. But what made this situation even more explosive was the reaction from 50 Cent. 50 Cent's reaction didn't come as a traditional congratulatory or motivational message. No, this was classic 50 Cent, sharp, unfiltered, and attention-grabbing. Within hours of the knockout clip going viral, fans were sharing screenshots and videos of his post. Some laughed, some gasped, but everyone agreed on one thing: his reaction elevated the story from a shocking sports moment into a cultural event. The attention didn't stop there. Egypt, as the daughter of Treach and Pepa Denton, already had fame in her blood. Her family's legacy meant that anything she did publicly, whether a simple Instagram post or stepping into a ring, would be scrutinized. But in the ring, there was no safety net. There was no script, no edits, no second take. A knockout in a debut fight isn't just a sports result. It's a public moment that will live online forever. Fans who grew up watching reality TV shows featuring Egypt's family were particularly vocal. Many expressed pride in her courage. "It takes guts to step in there," one comment read. Others were more critical. "Maybe she shouldn't have rushed into this." The debate went beyond just sports. It was about fame, privilege, and the harsh reality of boxing. What added fuel to the fire was the context of her opponent. Egypt faced someone not just trained, but seasoned and strategic. The knockout itself was textbook in its precision, a combination of timing, skill, and experience that exposed the reality of the sport. Even though Egypt trained hard, her opponent's expertise highlighted the steep learning curve that comes with stepping into professional-level competition. Then came the social media ripple effect. Memes, reaction videos, and commentary clips flooded Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Everyone had a take. Some praised Egypt's bravery. Some criticized the decision to debut her at this stage, and some simply wanted to see 50 Cent's next reaction. The narrative shifted from the fight itself to the broader cultural impact, how a celebrity child navigating a challenging sport becomes a viral moment, and how public figures like 50 Cent amplify it. 50 Cent's involvement brought a new level of drama. Fans started dissecting every word, every emoji, every reaction he posted online. Analysts debated whether he was being playful, trolling, or delivering a harsh reality check. His influence as a cultural commenter meant that even those who didn't care. About boxing were suddenly paying attention. Meanwhile, Egypt's parents were navigating their own responses. As public figures themselves, Treach and Pepa had to balance support for their daughter with the reality of what happened. Publicly, they expressed pride in her courage, acknowledging that boxing is a tough sport and that early setbacks are part of the journey. Behind the scenes, however, they were likely strategizing how to protect her confidence while addressing the intense online scrutiny. This knockout also sparked discussions in the sports world. Trainers, athletes, and boxing commentators weighed in. Some emphasized that early losses are normal leaven for future champions. They noted that what truly matters is how a fighter learns from the experience and comes back stronger. Others highlighted the importance of proper matchmaking and preparation, questioning whether Egypt's debut fight was strategically ideal. Social media users weren't the only ones paying attention. Media outlets covering both sports and celebrity news picked up the story. Headlines ranged from dramatic celebrity daughter knocked out in shocking debut to analytical the challenges of celebrity boxing debuts. Even podcasts and YouTube channels dissected the fight, examining her technique, her training, and the impact of the knockout on her potential career. For Egypt, this moment was transformative. She faced the dual reality of public scrutiny and personal disappointment. Being knocked out in your first professional fight is never easy. But when the event goes viral, the emotional stakes are multiplied exponentially. Fans watching from home saw only the clip, not the months of preparation, the sweat, and the determination she put into reaching this point. Still, the narrative wasn't entirely negative. Many supporters celebrated her bravery, emphasizing that stepping into the ring, especially for the first time, requires courage few can claim. They highlighted that Egypt wasn't just participating for attention. She was pursuing a passion, testing her limits, and learning a skill that demands both mental and physical toughness. The impact of 50 Cent's reaction also added a lesson about how celebrity commentary shapes public perception. His post didn't just comment on the knockout, it framed the entire story for a broader audience. Casual social media users who might not follow boxing were now aware of Egypt's debut because of his involvement. His reactions, often blunt and humorous, became a lens through which millions were interpreting the fight. In the days following the match, Egypt's social media saw a surge of attention. Comments poured in from both critics and supporters. Some criticized her performance, while others encouraged her to keep fighting. Meanwhile, viral clips of 50 Cent's reaction continued circulating, often paired with highlights from the fight itself. The combination of celebrity commentary, family legacy, and the shocking knockout ensured the story remained in the public eye far longer than a typical debut match. Beyond the viral sensation, this moment revealed a larger conversation about celebrity children in sports. The scrutiny, the pressure, and the expectations can be overwhelming. Egypt isn't just learning to box. She's learning to navigate fame, online criticism, and the intense spotlight that comes from having famous parents. Her journey highlights how challenging it is to pursue personal passions while managing public perception. Despite the setback, many analysts stress the importance of resilience. In boxing, a single loss, especially early on, doesn't define a fighter. Legends of the sport have lost early in their careers only to return stronger and more skilled. For Egypt, the lesson is clear. This knockout is part of the process. It's an opportunity to evaluate her strengths, identify areas for improvement, and prepare for her next challenge. As the story unfolded, one thing became evident. This wasn't just a fight. It was a cultural moment. The intersection of celebrity, family legacy, and sports created a narrative that transcended boxing. Fans weren't just talking about punches. They were talking about courage, preparation, resilience, and the pressures of growing up in the spotlight. In the end, Egypt Chris' knockout debut became more than a viral clip, became a conversation starter. It sparked debates about celebrity athletes, the challenges of boxing, and the power of social media to amplify moments that might otherwise go unnoticed. With 50 Cent's reaction cementing the story in internet culture, it's clear that this moment will be remembered not just for the knockout itself, but for the way it captured the public's imagination. And while the outcome of the fight may not have gone in Egypt's favor, the experience provided lessons that go far beyond the ring. Courage, perseverance, and the ability to handle public scrutiny are skills just as important as footwork and punching power. For Egypt, this is the first chapter in what could become an incredible journey, one that will be watched closely by fans, critics, and the entire internet. The conversation isn't over. It never really is when celebrity, sport, and social media collide. And as Egypt Chris takes in the reactions, both supportive and critical, the next steps in her journey will be crucial not just for her career, but for her legacy as the daughter of hip-hop royalty, trying to carve out her own identity in the ring. The question everyone is asking now is, will Egypt rise from this knockout? Will she come back stronger, ready to face new challenges in the ring, and prove the critics wrong? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the world is watching. And with 50 Cent keeping a close eye on the situation, the drama and discussion will continue to dominate feeds for weeks to come. After the dust settled from Egypt Chris' knockout debut, the conversation didn't die down, it intensified. Social media had done what it does best, transformed a single moment into a multi-layered spectacle. The clip of her getting knocked out circulated endlessly, fueling debates and opinions from fans, sports analysts, and celebrities alike. And at the center of it all was 50 Cent, whose reaction had essentially supercharged the story for Egypt. This wasn't just a loss in the ring. It was an introduction to the brutal realities of public life as a young celebrity athlete. Being the daughter of Treach and Pepa Denton had already placed her under a microscope. Every move she made was going to be analyzed, every victory celebrated, and every misstep amplified. The knockout just ensured the world was paying attention. More than ever, fans flooded her social media accounts with messages of support. Many emphasized the courage it takes to step into the ring, especially for the first time. "Not everyone is ready for this," one fan wrote, "but you had the guts to even try. That's more than most people can say." Others encouraged her to see this as a learning experience. In boxing, a single defeat doesn't define a career, it shapes it. Critics, however, were quick to speak up. Some suggested that her celebrity background may have opened doors prematurely. "She's famous because of her parents, not her boxing record," a detractor commented. Others argued that the fight's matchmaking wasn't ideal. and that Egypt might have benefited from a less experienced opponent to ease her into the sport. The debate sparked a larger conversation about celebrity boxing in general, an industry where name recognition often trumps experience. Amid all this, 50 Cent remained a central figure in the ongoing drama. His initial reaction had sparked memes, clips, and endless social media chatter. Fans dissected his words, emojis, and tone, trying to understand whether he was joking, trolling, or delivering an unfiltered reality check. For many, his involvement turned Egypt's debut from a sports story into a full-blown cultural moment. His comments were a reminder that in today's era, celebrity commentary can be just as influential as the event itself.